Hello, this is Doris. And there's Steve. Well, Steve didn't plan his life out very well. It was getting time for the place to close, and, well, he was no position to drive. And he would even get in trouble if he walked. And Steve knew where he didn't want to end up. Well, Steve asked me for a ride, and I said, "Oh no, this is too good. Look over there. There's Mary Sue. You go over there and be nice to her. I think she wants a dance." Well, Steve didn't want to go talk to Mary Sue, but he knew that's the only opportunity he had at that time, because he put himself in a place where he didn't pre-plan his life. There's a lot of times in your life that you find yourself at a job where it does pay the bills and you're safe and you're not in trouble, but you're not really that happy. Now, human design is designed of 64 gates of telling you where you might be happier at. With David here in the picture, he did this job for a long time. It paid the bills, but he wasn't happy till he found out about this thing called human design. You put your birthday in and where you were born on the earth. It is based on astrology, so it tells you how your mind thinks and where your attitude is, where you belong in the world. So David maintained his job because he needed to pay the bills. But he started looking up his human design chart, and he started looking up what each gate means. He took a little bit of time to do this on his own, because there's no place out in the world in schools and stuff that have you do this. He heard about it through a friend. So he listened to the chart. He made his little rave chart. Then he looked up his gates. And the funny thing is, the gates told him he might be better off working around the marina, for an example. So David tried. And it panned out for this. David went to the marina. There was an opening, and he works there now. Now there's David. That's how happy you are when you find out where you belong in the world. There's a lot of places that you work at just to pay the bills, but you might not be truly happy. It might not fit you like a glove. But you don't want to end up in trouble, so you have to do what you have to do. Just like Steve back then, when he had to do what he had to do, and he had to go ask Mary Sue for a dance. It's where life puts you at. But when you follow your human design chart and you take the advice, it might change your life a little bit, but in my opinion, it only changes you and puts you where you actually belong, where you're truly happy in the world. Human design was a hard program to understand. That's why I broke it down into little stories. I found out my human design was a manifestor educator. To tell little stories like this. I broke down every gate into easy categories to understand. And I gave directions on how for you to do a rave chart and how to make it easier for you. Get your rave chart done, learn about human design, and put yourself in the world where you're going to be happy at. And until then, you have to be safe and stay out of trouble. But once you find your human design, And once you find out what your talents are, your life does get better. Because you found where you truly belong at. Now look at David. Look how happy he is after he did his human design. He only pays the bills now, but he's happy with his job. Nowhere in the papers or nowhere in the world somebody's going to tell you about where you can go to be happy. But human design does. And I believe it would do it for you too. Thank you.